Hi everyone, my name is Kingsley and this is my faith story. This happened in my second year, end of my second year in university. I was 21 at the time. Myself and my friends decided we were going to go on a swim in the river. This river was a sparkling clean water that you can see the base from the top. So there was this resort. They built a pathway on top of the water. You can walk around and dive into the water if you want to swim. So myself and my friends were walking in choreography with our shirts off, and we're getting a lot of attention from boys and girls who really liked it. It felt like we're walking slow-mo at that time. So we decided we're going to race, jumped into the water and raced. I knew I was the slowest person to swim in amongst the 5 boys, but I decided to do it anyway, just for the fun. When it was time for us to race, I took the first lane, which was my first mistake. First lane was the deeper end of the water, but I decided to dive in with them. And when I dived into the water, that part of the water was dark. It had grasses and the platform itself that was covering. So the darkness was just there and you cannot really see the bottom of the water. But when I jumped in and started swimming, I was so curious. I wanted to see what it felt like to, get to the bottom of the water. So I allowed myself to sink. Sinking, I was going down into the water. To an extent, I realized I couldn't see the top because it was getting too dark, which means I was way into the water. And I hadn't gotten to the bottom, so I panicked and I tried to struggle to come back up so I can go back to continue the race. While I was struggling, I realized I wasn't coming up, trying over and over and over. I don't even know what I was doing at this point. I knew I was struggling to get out of the water. It was hard. And at this point, I was already running out of breath and drinking water. What happened to me at this point was I started thinking all the negative things that could happen if I drown. People will see me get rescued by a lifeguard. That's all the girls that see me that I've gotten attention from. All the evil things I've done. I thought to myself, if I die at this point, where am I going? All the negative things that I've done in life. I was like, look at you, this is how you're gonna die. And it made me feel so bad, so heavy, that the more I even tried to get out of the water, the more I was drowning. But I thought of my careers and my goals and who I wanted to be in life. I was like, I'm better than this, Christ in me, the hope of glory. I was better than this, but I couldn't fight it out. I was struggling so hard, but I still couldn't come out of the water. But at some point, something happened, something ticked in me and said, you can allow yourself sink and bounce right up. I've never tried this before, but I did. I tried to allow myself sink to see if I can spring back up. And when I did, at that point, it felt like all the goodness, all the good deeds I've done, the lights were fighting the darkness in me. And effortlessly, I was coming out of the water. I was coming out of the water. So every time I think about the good deeds and think about who Christ is in my life and what God has done in my life and how it's affected other people positively, effortlessly I was coming out of the water. And this happened so slowly until I got to the top of the water. Now, the lesson here that I learned is, I know a lot of us are going through tough times with the COVID, depression, anxiety, disappointment, loss of job, finances, but you can always hang on to the light, which is Christ. God is always there to stretch forth his hand and help you even when you're sinking. I accepted that light when it was available to me, and I was saved. This is my story.